Hello everyone and welcome to Actores. Finally getting it done. Top games of 2020. In my opinion, here in Actori. This video has made me drag my feet for way too long. And now I just want to get it out so I can move on to other projects I have. Some people won't agree with this list, and that's okay. You can put your list in the comment section below. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Number 11, Phantasmophobia. A game janky enough to be endless laughs, and scary enough to still bring feeling of dread. Best played with friends, and like any early access game, needs some polishing. In my opinion, the best is yet to come. Number 10, West of Dead. A super cool roguelite game. Western theme and Ghost Rider inspired comic book look. And the voice of the infamous Ron Perlman. It's a cover-based twin-stick shooter with a very interesting premise, and I really like the game, even if I'm not super good at it. Definitely worth a look if you like this kind of game.
Made my head hurt like hell. Like someone took a crowbar to my skull.
Number 9, Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2. A retro-inspired platformer with a great co-op mode, multiple episodes, and a playable corgi with mech armor. What more could you want? Number 8, Resident Evil 3. Not good as Resident Evil 2, but like the original Nemesis, 2 is just a better game. In my opinion, it's still a good game. I wish they brought back the Mercenary mode. Project Resistance is okay, but not as interesting as Mercenaries or some of the other fun modes. Number 7, you get a double dose here. Fae Tactics and the Falconeer. I couldn't leave one of these games off the list, so you get a double dose here. Fae Tactics is a very competent game with an interesting art style that's maybe lacking a little bit in the art diversity department, but makes up for it with a very competent tactics game. And then you have the Falconeer, made by one man, mostly. Middle of the ocean. It is a beautiful game about birds, falcons, giant falcons that you fly around on with laser beams and shoot people in dogfights. Sure, there's no PvP in it, but damn, is it cool and beautiful. Number 6, Cyberpunk 2077. I really did enjoy my time with the game, and controversy aside, maybe one of the games that made this video so hard to make. I'm tired of the drama to what amounts to a great game with some flaws, ranging from minorly annoying to absolutely game-breaking depending on where you play it. But patches are coming, and when it's all patched and said and done, maybe, next Christmas, it'll be worth picking up and playing. I had fun with it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have in store with the DLC. Number 5, Star Wars Squadrons. Looks like it happened. Hell froze over. EA made not one, but 2 good Star Wars games with 0 microtransactions. And while I haven't talked much about Fallen Order, Squadrons gives you a lot of game for a budget price.
Vanguard 1 standing by. Vanguard 2 checking in.
Number 4, Shantae and the Seven Sirens. Not quite the best Shantae game ever, but I had a great time the whole way through. With some great ideas and good quality of life improvements, worth a play at least if you're a fan of the half-genie hero herself. Number 3, Pumpkin Jack. The only game on this list that made me feel like a child again, grinning from ear to ear, riding in minecarts, fighting through hordes of undeath. It was quite the experience indeed. Number 2, Doom Eternal. If I'd made a top games of 2016, Doom would have been right there at the top. Doom Eternal is a more focused game that plays like a well-oiled machine, with a combo, old school levels, and new school tech. And well, people will want more Doom. I for one would like to see Quake get the Doom 2016 treatment. Number 1. Death End Request 2. I made a video talking about this game, complete with a brief retelling of the intro. And while Death End Request 2 is not a perfect game, it very much improves on the original in many ways. It was a game I was very excited to play and to talk about, and it inspired me to make my own narrative content. It inspired me to do more than just sit here and talk about games. So, Death End Request 2 takes the crown for best game of 2020 in my eyes, even if Bug Fixer's gonna be stuck in my head forever. And that was my top games of 2020. I know for a fact that people think a few games are missing. If Sony wasn't so mean to my beloved Japanese devs, I would have maybe played Ghost of Tsushima. But I didn't. So, honorable mentions. Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Fantastic game. Hilarious. Didn't get to play much of it, because it's my brother's game. I gave it to him for Christmas. But I've seen a bunch of it, and it's the Yakuza. It's great. Toho Luna Nights. I'm cheating. This game showed up on Game Pass in 2020. It's the only time I played it. But it's a good game. Play it. It's worth it. Animal Crossing New Horizons. This game gets a special shout out just because it brought people together in a very awkward and awful time and made Nintendo gangbusters so they could be the bad guy again. Wasteland 3. Wasteland 3 is a super cool game, but I played so little of it that I just can't say either way if it was best or not, but it was really cool. Very reminiscent of old Interplay RPGs or Baldur's Gate, kind of, on the engine. Baldur's Gate 3 is not on this list because it's in early access, and it is not in a state where I could feel good about giving it any sort of recommendation or talking about it. Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of Elusive Age Definitive Edition. You didn't think I'd say the whole title. It's Dragon Quest XI. It's the best version of Dragon Quest XI. It's got voice acting, English, Japanese. You can have your British everyone and listen to that Cockney slang, or you can play the whole game in Japanese and just... I'm about a quarter of the way, maybe less than that, into the game. And it is very cool, really fun, and I really like the combat system, especially compared to some of the other RPGs I play. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. The Will of the Wisp. A really cool game that I hit a brick wall at and couldn't continue any farther in, which is unfortunate because I was actually having fun up until that point. So, it's a cool game, but I got frustrated with it and just gave up. Maybe I wasn't good enough. But anyway, that's everything I have for 2020. Next up, I have no idea what my next big video is going to be. Don't have a hint. I've been writing so hard for some projects and trying to get some things out the door. But yeah, 2021 is going to be a crazy year. I don't know if any conventions are happening yet, so I'm not going to say one way or the other if I'm actually going to anything. But if it is, check out my Twitter if you're in Canada, because I'm not going to be able to go over the border. Guaranteed this year. There will be, if there is a convention, I'll probably go to Anime North if it happens, but it looks like it's going to be happening in July at the earliest. So, with that out of the way, everything said, I hope your 2020 was decent. I hope you had a good time. It was a great year for video games and not much else. So anyway, that's all I got for you. And have a good day. Mata ne.